I want to start out by saying that I will be sharing my thoughts on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, including the ending. So, big spoiler warning. I repeat, big spoiler warning. Although I will only be showing footage from the trailers, this video will contain spoilers for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Do not watch this video until you have seen the movie, or if you don't care for that sort of thing. Again, spoilers. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin. This movie was so good! Wow! I didn't have any expectations for it going in, other than that it was going to be good. I mean, it's a sequel to my favorite movie of all time. As a fan, proponent, and lover of art and animation, Into the Spider-Verse means so much to me, so I was hoping the sequel would be just as good. And just as good it is. First off, the first 20 minutes are amazing. I love that we got to see more of Gwen. At first I thought the movie was going to be about her, but I'm glad we got to see more of her throughout the entirety of the film. Her dimension is so beautiful. It all looks painterly with backgrounds resembling brush strokes and watercolor paintings. And the way this film uses color is masterful. It uses it in so many dynamic ways that really convey the tone and emotion of any given scene, especially the scenes of Gwen with her father. This movie is just so beautiful. There are so many scenes where I very quietly said, wow, to myself in the theater. I'm no cinephile, but there were so many ways that the composition and cinematography and frame were shown in such incredible ways, like when Miles was talking to his father after failing to capture Spot, or when he and Gwen were sitting upside down in a building. Oh, it's too good. And Spot, oh, he was great. A funny yet really intimidating and powerful villain. It's just amazing. I think my favorite scene with him was when he decided he was going to kill Miles' father, Jefferson, after getting all the power of the Super Collider, and he went from being all white to all black, and his body kept pulsating and moving with detail and some white spots. Just the way he moved was so visually impressive. And the scenes where he would say to Miles, I'm gonna take everything you love away from you, and it just changes styles and you see him doing the very thing he said he's gonna do. It's just, wow, it's just, ugh. There are so many other artistic things about this film that I could gush over, but there are so many, so it's best that you see them for yourself. The Renaissance Vulture, the different styles of other spider people like Hobie or Spider-Punk, the different visual styles of the other universes, ugh, it's so good. This movie isn't all visuals though. The writing was really tight and top-notch. I love that the film was character-driven. It was really about Miles beginning to experience the sacrifice that comes with being Spider-Man. Living a double life and being stretched too thin, his belonging in the world and what he wants. It's great to see it all. I also appreciate that he looks physically older. It's a simple thing, but it does show that time has passed. I also really like the cameos and Easter eggs. I liked how in the beginning you hear that one guy say, yeah, I think it's a Banksy. I was like, oh, it's that guy again from the first movie. I liked all the different Spider-Man variants that you see in the film. I'm not some Spider-Man encyclopedia, but I do know a fair bit of them. I saw the Spider-Man from the original cartoon, the one from the PS1 games, Insomniac Spider-Man, and a few others. I really liked the cameo of Donald Glover as the Prowler, which I thought was a great callback to his role as Aaron Davis in Spider-Man Homecoming, and to the fan campaign for him to play Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man films before Andrew Garfield got the role. Oh, and the small cameos of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Peter Parkers, which in a way further confirms that those versions of Spider-Man are actual canon variants of the animated Spider-Man. It's all, I'm nerding out. The music, both the soundtrack and the score, are amazing! I love how the scenes were complemented by the soundtrack, similar to Into the Spider-Verse. How it's music that the characters themselves are listening to in-world, and we're also hearing it. I especially loved, and I mean loved, Miguel O'Hara's audio motif. It's like this, electric synth? I don't know anything about musical terms, but when you hear it in the film, you know what I mean. It's so good. It's this one. It sounds like this. I also really love the score when all the Spider people were chasing Miles. It's called All Stations Stop Spider-Man. I was actually bopping my head to that in the theater. The last thing I will say is, for as good as the movie was, I was left a little disappointed with the ending. Leaving on a cliffhanger left me feeling like the entire story was building up to this grand ending and then, well, nothing. Though we left off on a good note, having Miles sent back to the original dimension the spider that bit him is from was a twist I was not ready for or expecting. That and the idea that because that same spider didn't bite Peter Parker, Spider-Man never existed, leading to some kind of bad reality. It's all crazy, and seeing Miles as a prowler in that dimension because his Jefferson died, leaving him to follow Uncle Aaron's influence is so out there. Still, having to wait another 9 months for the sequel feels like such a long time. But we went through that with Infinity War, having to wait another year until Endgame, so I can afford to wait. Those are all really my immediate thoughts on the film. I'm not a movie review channel, nor do I have a background in film. I'm just a guy who loves animation. Seriously, go watch and support this movie. I want it to succeed. I'm gonna go watch it again. Oh, I also got this really cool poster for watching it in IMAX format, and these Miles and Gwen popcorn holder heads. I asked the guy if I could just buy them outright because I didn't want any popcorn, and now they're mine. Anyways, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. What were your thoughts on the film? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was better, worse, or just as good as the first? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, have yourself a damn good one.